Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Subrata Sarker. I'm a mechanical engineer working in manufacturing industry more than 22 years. Today, I'll be sharing a very interesting topic, that is the brain chemicals or the hormone actually secretion from our brain in different mood conditions, or reversely you can say if those are, secretion happens, our mood got changed actually. So first I'll discuss the four such happy hormone actually. Number one is the serotonin. Serotonin is basically a mood stabilizer and more sensitive to drive and then than to other neurotransmitter. Number two is that dopamine. Dopamine is also called the reward chemical, and it released during this pleasurable situation wherein people actually or the couples. So the dopamine secretion happens at the time from our brain. And the third one is the oxytocin. This is also called this love hormone actually. It released during having sex and also for the woman during childbirth and lactations. Number fourth is the endomorphin. It works as a painkiller actually, released after the physical exercise. For example, in the morning say you are not feeling very well actually and not very so if you do some little physical exercise, you will find yourself as a release. So that is because of the some secretion of the endomorphin actually happens at the time. And when this happy chemical flows to the neuron connections like your axon and dendron, this flow is going on, then and the repetition of the flows here you can say make us happier actually. And reversely you can say when we are not happy or in a deprived or depressed mood, so that flows actually goes down. There is a discontinuity in the flow of the neurotransmitter between the neuron ends joints actually. So or rather you can say when this flow got discontinued in the neuron connections, people got depressed actually. This is basically the mechanism of the depression. You can say here in the normal brain, this flow of the neurotransmitter is continuous, and when there is a discontinuity or instability on the flow, then people got basically depressed. You say he or she is depressed. And there is one more thing also very much related, like in all these things in the brain, it can be excited or controlled from the outside by having something actually out here. That is, if we consume alcohol, it makes some other things in the brain, or some, so I'll sure like when we consume alcohol, what happen actually, like addictive brain response you can say. Before that, I would like to share if someone is not a drinker, but consume alcohol at first time and feeling very happy, then you are at a high risk of addiction actually. This is not a good sign actually. If some people is consuming alcohol for the first time or very few times, but still they're feeling happy, so there is a chance that in future they'll be addicted to the alcohol. Now what happens actually when people consume alcohol, so it goes to the blood and connected to the brain, and depending on the some further chemical reaction or the hormone secretion happens actually. So there are 4 or 5 things happens when people consume alcohol. One is the brain is flooded with the pleasure chemical. It flooded the brain actually, and it deprives the warning chemical, because if anything is something needs to be given warning to you, but that portion is got stopped actually at that time. It creates intense euphoria actually. People got into the world of imagination after having this alcohol. This is not because of the alcohol. This is because after taking the alcohol, it makes some it prompts to secrete some hormone from our brain, and that makes the change actually, and it this impure judgment or impulse control actually. So this is basically what happened after consuming drugs or alcohol. And the total 5 neurotransmitter in our brain normally. Number 1 is the norepinephrine, and number 2 is the dopamine, number 3 is the endomorphin, number 4 is the oxytocin, and number 5 is the phenylethylamine, or it's shortly called PEA. So PEA is basically a naturally occurring neurotransmitter. and it triggered to release the dopamine actually, and it is also found in some of the food items. In chocolates you'll find this, PEA. And that's why, if some people eat chocolate, people get immediately a little bit, good chocolate obviously, but people feel pleasure actually, good, what I can say, feel happy rather I can say. So this is basically, how chemical or the hormone inside the brain secrete and changes our moods actually, and it can be, you can control with at a certain extent by having something in terms of the food or some other things actually. So I say that there is a brain chemistry for the love also when people are fall in love. So what happened actually? At the time there is a oxytocin is very much related with the happiness and willingness to take risk. So that's why when people fall in love, they want to do something risky which normally they would not have doing actually. But when they are fall in love, so they take a lot of risk actually, which is not very normal. That is because this oxytocin, this type of chemical hormone secretion is going in a much higher rate from the brain at that time. That is the reason, basically technical reason I would say. And losses and withdrawal of the neurotransmitter, what happens actually, you'll find that some people have always off mood. Even some people are young by age, say 20 years, but they're you can see their body language, their facial expression, they are not excited, they are like old people actually, there is no excitement in them. This is because there is no physical defects with them actually. This is because some there is a some withdrawal of the neurotransmitter actually. This brain chemical secretion rate is less actually. That's why they are not excited from the inside, and that is displaying on their face and body languages actually. So if you find this presentation is interesting and informative and something new, you can share with your friends. And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to our channel by clicking on this bell icon. Thank you so much for your attention.